this kind of experience that you know a lot of vocabulary, but when it comes to speaking, you always struggle to find the right kind of words. Or probably you have learned a lot of vocabulary, but when you're trying to instill them during the conversation or while communicating with somebody, you get stuck. If you're struggling with this, then keep watching this video till the very end. Hello everyone, this is Samiya and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I have an exciting topic which is going to take your vocabulary to the next level. I have some incredibly effective and straightforward technique which can enhance your vocabulary a lot. So this is something I would like to mention at the very beginning, which is read as much as you can. So because reading is a powerful way to expose yourself to different words and new kind of words. So what you have to do, you can challenge yourself to read a variety of materials. It could be anything. There are a lot of people who love reading books. A lot of people always prefer reading an article or magazines or newspaper. It could be anything, but make sure that you are studying about different topics just to encounter diverse vocabulary. I remember when I first started reading books, I did not have even a single book since I never studied in English medium. But there were two things which has helped me a lot. First of all, I had grammar books because there were a lot of things I could have read at that time, such as essay and letters. It has really helped me to understand English. There was another thing which has also helped me a lot to improve my vocabulary, which is internet. So while I was learning English, internet became my best friend. So whatever I had to read, I used to go to Google, search the topic and used to read them. And whatever I read them, there were a lot of words I was not able to understand. So what exactly I used to do? I used to write down every single words in a piece of paper and then try to find out the answer, try to find out the meaning of that particular words. So whatever doubt or whatever questions I used to have in my mind, I used to go to Google and Google used to suggest me multiple articles related to that topic. And it was really great approach for me to improve my vocabulary. It has done a lot to me. You can also write down new words. It's a very good idea to write down new and useful vocabulary. The act of writing new words will help you a lot to remember them better and stick to your mind. Also, there are lots of people who can remember and learn things easily when they see something written on paper rather than just hearing them. You can create a vocabulary journal to write down all the new words which you have recently learned while reading. You can also include the meaning of those words in your mother tongue. And if you are interested or if you are eager to learn a lot of words at one time, then you can construct few sentences related to that one word. It will really help you to understand the context that when you have to use this word. I have followed one more technique here because it has really helped me to learn things better and easily at one time. So what exactly I used to do? While I was writing the word and the meaning of that word, I was also including the synonyms and antonyms of that word. It was really helping me to improve my vocabulary at one time. There are a lot of people who prefer using online apps such as flashcards or Anki app, something like that. But I always prefer traditional pen and paper because it really helps me to understand things better. And I have learned it somewhere that when you are writing something, it really helps you to make them stick in your mind. So for me, using a journal or keeping a journal is really much easier than using an online app. This one is my favorite because it is all about writing. There are a lot of people who neglect writing because they think it's really tiring work and something like that. But for me, I love writing. So whenever I get free time, I try to write at least a page. It really helps me to reinforce all the new vocabulary which I have recently learned and use them in context. Look, what exactly happens? While you are writing, you have enough time. You don't need to be in hurry. You don't have any kind of pressure to perform better, to do this and that. You don't need to impress people. You can take your time as much as you can and think about the words you have to use in this context. It will really help you while speaking. Because while you are writing, you have already had everything in your mind. You know what kind of word you should be using in this context. So before speaking, if you are writing something like that, then it will really help you to understand the context. Now you have learned a lot of vocabulary, but don't forget to revise them regularly. Now, you have learned all the useful vocabulary, but do you know that if you don't look back at the words or at the phrases which you have learned recently, you could only remember on average 20 to 25% of it. Isn't it shocking? Because we all have spent most of our time trying to remember them and trying to memorize them, but what actually happens? We easily forget them. But there's a good news that if you look back at your notes over and over again, you can make them stick in your mind. If you have enough time, then you can look at your notes every day. But if you think that you have lack of time or you can't make your time to revise your vocabulary which you have written down or which you have learned, then it's okay. You can at least look back at it once in a week. So what exactly you have to do? You have to make just 5 minutes each day to revise your vocabulary. So there's a quote I read somewhere that the more you look backwards, the faster you go forwards. So I really believe in it. If you really want to make them stick in your mind, if you really want all the vocabulary to stick in your mind regularly, then you will have to repeat them. And the next step is use it or lose it. And by saying use it or lose it, I mean using vocabulary and using new words is the best way to make sure that you don't forget them. So whatever words, whatever new vocabulary which you have learned recently, try to use them while speaking or writing in English. Have you ever noticed that sometimes when you are speaking in English, you are constantly using same words over and over again, and it's really annoying and frustrating, trust me, because you want to use new words but you don't know which type of word you should be using here. So what you can do, whatever new words which you have learned recently, you can use them while speaking in English. So let me give you an example. If you're communicating with somebody, or if you're just delivering your message in front of people, or even you're just delivering your speech in front of people, and you have used a particular word multiple times. Let's say you have used important word multiple times, and now you don't want to use it anymore because it seems very annoying to you now. So if you know the synonyms of this one word, which is significant, crucial, vital, something like that, then you can use these words. You can, instead of saying important, you can say vital or crucial or significant. It will really help you to feel confident. Here are some of the simple tips which will take your vocabulary to the next level. So what exactly you have to do? You have to grab every single opportunity regardless of how small and how big it is. Try to get as much exposure of English as you can, because this is the only way for you to improve your vocabulary. So I hope you found this video helpful and interesting. So if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.